Hey pickleball players, today we're going to be going over the 3 main grips that every pickleball player needs to know. We're going to be going over Continental, Eastern, and Semi-Western. Whether you're just starting out or trying to level up your game, knowing these will definitely make a huge difference. I'm Alex, your pickleball partner, coming to you with tips, reviews, and gameplay to try to improve your game. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming in-depth videos. Now we're going to turn this camera around and we'll get started. So I actually get asked this question a lot. About the different grips that you can use at open play anytime someone finds out that I used to be a tennis player and a tennis coach. So I'm going to approach this a little differently than maybe some other people might approach trying to teach grips. I'm going to approach it in the same way that I used to teach tennis. I didn't want to destroy my main paddle's grip, so I actually took some time to write some numbers down on this demo Ruby paddle. All right, so we're gonna start off with Continental. How you get into Continental is you're gonna be looking at these ridges here. These things are called bevels. There are 8 bevels on any grip for a tennis racket or a pickleball paddle. There's gonna be 1 bevel here, a 2nd bevel here, a 3rd bevel here, a 4th one here, and then it's gonna loop back around, a 5th one here, a 6th one, a 7th one, and an 8th one. So there's 8 bevels on a pickleball paddle. So to get into Continental, you actually want to look at this pointer finger's knuckle, and you want to align that with bevel number 2. All right. So people frequently call this the handshake grip, but I think it's a little weird because when you go to shake someone's hand, you're kind of actually like reaching across. This is more like a hammer grip if you're holding a hammer. But either way, the important thing is you want to put this knuckle on bevel number 2 to get into Continental grip. All right. And Continental grip is a very good neutral stance grip. It's really good for slicing on both sides. It's good for dinking, hitting flat dinks and slice dinks. And it's also a very neutral grip so that you can hit a forehand volley and a backhand volley at the same time. And it's actually really good for countering and even some rolls. The disadvantage of Continental though is that you're just not going to get as much spin as you would if you went a little bit more aggressive, like an Eastern or Semi-Western grip for your forehand side, or for your backhand side if you're doing like backhand flicks or rolls, going to a more aggressive backhand Eastern grip or something like that. So it is a great neutral grip. It is very versatile, but it doesn't offer you the same aggressive advantages as some of the more aggressive grips. So let's get into the Eastern grip. The Eastern grip is going to be the same knuckle. You're going to look at the same knuckle here on your pointer finger, and you're going to put it on bevel number 3. All right. So this is Continental on bevel number 2. I'm going to roll it over a little bit and put that knuckle on bevel number 3 here. All right. This is an Eastern grip. So an Eastern grip will have the advantage of getting your paddle face a little bit more closed for your forehand. So it's a little bit better for when you're trying to roll forehand dinks, or if you're trying to drive a forehand, be a little bit more aggressive. But it has the advantage of just getting that extra topspin because it's just a more closed paddle face. The disadvantage is obviously when you go to your backhand now, you're trying to hit this backhand volley or a counter, it's not as closed off as if you're using a Continental grip. Instead, if you're going to be using this grip to dink and play at the net, when you get to your backhand, it's going to be a naturally open face, and you're going to have to either roll your wrist over, like they call it like in the motorcycle grip. You're kind of revving the engine. You're going to roll your wrist over to get your paddle face closed, hit that backhand, or it's going to be really difficult. You're going to be popping up a lot of backhand volleys. So that's the advantage of the Eastern grip and also the disadvantage there. And then we want to shift over to Semi-Western. Semi-Western is putting this knuckle, and you guessed it, on the number 4, the 4th bevel here. So people call this the frying pan grip. I guess when people like carry a frying pan, they kind of grab it like this, and you're flipping your eggs or something like that, or flipping your sausage or something like that when you're frying something. But this grip is a more aggressive grip. So this is actually the grip that I use for every single serve and every single forehand drive. And if there's like a high ball that sits up I'll take the time to switch my grip from my more neutral Eastern grip and switch to semi-Western very quickly, and then I'll drive a forehand or hit an extremely aggressive roll dink or something like that. The advantage of a semi-Western is it's a lot more closed, so you can be a lot more aggressive with your swing path and still get a ton of topspin. Obviously the disadvantages is, yeah, I mean, you can see it. If you flip to your backhand side, your grip's totally screwed up, right? Like it's almost impossible to hit a backhand with a semi-Western grip. So what's really important is that you understand, you know, when you're further back and you anticipate hitting a forehand drive or a forehand ground stroke, that you could potentially switch to a semi-Western to be really aggressive with your drop or your drive and get a lot of topspin on it. When you start moving in closer, like when I hit no man's land or the transition zone, sorry, no man's land is a tennis term, but when I hit the transition zone, I'll shift over to Eastern grip to get a little bit more neutral there. And then when I get to the net, I might be dinking a neutral grip, but if I see like a backhand roll coming where I'm able to roll the ball and reflect the ball, I'm actually going to shift from Eastern, not to Continental. I'm actually going to switch to a backhand Eastern. So the backhand Eastern is when your knuckle is going to line up on the one bevel here, a backhand Eastern grip, and that's going to help me close off the paddle face a lot more. So naturally, when you flip over, it's going to already be pretty flat and closed, and you roll it just a little bit. And now this is how you get a very closed paddle face for any of those backhand flicks or backhand rolls. So it's really important to understand these grips so that you know which grip to shift to in which situation. But yeah, so those are the 3 pickleball grips: Continental, Eastern, and semi-Western. Each grip has its own strengths and weaknesses, and the best players know when to swap between them. Why don't you leave a comment below and let me know which is your favorite pickleball grip. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more pickleball content, for more tips, more gameplay, and more review. Thanks for watching.